Well, the editor varies from different magazine to different magazine, but at front, basically, sort of, you're running the whole brand. You know, day to day, you're managing the magazine, so you're sort of guiding everybody in the team to come up with ideas to get the magazine out on time. Boring stuff like making sure it's on budget, and then the bigger job is the editor. You know, if you've got a good team, they can sort of do that. You just keep watching them, and the bigger job is to manage the brand. So you know, the website, going to doing festival stuff. We're doing loads more this year. We've done a bit previous years, but we're going to be going to Heavy's our main one, which is really good because it's got pandas there, and it's got there's a zoo, and you get a free ticket to the zoo as well, which is nice. And then we'll be doing Sonosphere, Downloads, and Slam Dunk as well. An average day. So, well, we start at 10 in the morning, and then people come in and they know what they've got to do. Basically, we set like deadlines all over the team, because it's quite a small team, so they do have to work really hard to get it done. And you know, we'll have a meeting and discuss perhaps a project that we've got going, like a feature or a cover shoot, and then there might be something happening that day, like a shoot or something. People like the cunt page, funny enough. That's what people first read. And it's quite edgy. I always think it's the most offensive thing in Tesco's. People love it, because there's nothing like that in any other magazine, really. So, and then people like Make Mistake, and the main girl pages people like. You know, being an independent is amazing, because there's a lot of good things about it, because it's more, you can do what you want, you can put in the bands you want, you don't have to answer to so many people or go to see an owner or shareholders or anything. But at the bigger places, you get toilet paper in the toilets, and you get a pension and stuff like that, and you know, so there's good things about being at a bigger place, but then you do have to go, there's more of a meeting culture and more of a like spreadsheet culture there, which is not so attractive. I think one of the biggest reasons is because the culture that we pitch the magazine at and we're part of is there isn't an equivalent girls magazine. You know, look at girls magazines like Glamour and Company, and there's just none of them that sort of like a girl that goes to college that's into good music, who likes drinking, partying, and who likes cool clothes and likes bands like, you know, Bring Me the Horizon or something. It just doesn't get into any women's magazines at all. So they enjoy that aspect of front. Women's magazines don't tend to be funny. Some do, yeah. Yeah, well, because we get a lot of girls applying to be in the magazine, yeah. And I think there's sort of girls that tend to do it. It's just something fun to do when they're at college, and it's a bit rebellious, like getting a tattoo or something like that. So we have like the old girl focus, so girls will apply, and then the ones that we think suit the brand, you know, they've got the front look, which is someone that looks, you know, almost it's not like a supermodel, it's somebody that looks sort of real, and you know, they are real, you know, and so we'll get them in for a casting where we just talk to them, and then Nikki will take a picture, and if we like them, we'll get them in for a shoot. Yeah, so graduated in 2003 from Falmouth College of Arts. I did journalism there, and then saved up some money, came to London, did work experience at loads of places like The Guardian, The Observer, and Front was more exciting. So I ended up staying at Front. It was a really different mag then, it was a bit more chavvier, and just worked my way up from there really. So I started as work experience, and then some shit happened at the company, and every time some shit happened at the company, like something would go bust, or I got up a little bit further, and then was made editor for some reason, and it worked really well. So, it surprises me actually that we don't actually have that many people applying to be writers. I don't think people at college are taught how to pitch a story, and you know, so the first thing I'd say really, I suppose, is that there is work out there. There's a dearth of talent, So, you know, and that's every people that I talk to, every magazine, like NME, FHM, Loaded, they're all looking for good writers. So if you can write, then you definitely will get work. But people just don't, we get work experience people coming in and they just think that, you know, they just slack basically, and they don't understand that you have to, there's so few jobs, you know, there's opportunities to write, but there's not that many jobs in the industry, and you've got to work really hard and be really dedicated. And when those people come in and they shine like that, you know they'll go far. And somebody came in last year for work experience, and 3 months later he had a staff job, and now he's features editor, and you know he's gone up again, and he'll go up further. Yeah, up front it's very hands-on. You know, you're not in a separate office or anything, and you know you oversee every little bit of the brand. And at other places, it's definitely, sometimes people don't even know, the editor doesn't know everybody on the team. You know, people have said they've worked at the NME and said like, oh, you know, I don't think the editor even learnt my name when I was there 2 years. So it can be a bit more cutthroat, I think. I'd say it's a fun job, I suppose. You know, and I'd say one of the things about being an editor, that I think the best editors these days are people often usually come from a writing background to be an editor, and I think that if you want to progress, be more than a writer, then you've got to be a visual thinker, and you've got to understand design and photography as much as you understand writing. So when you're commissioning a feature, you've got to think, well, how is that going? You know, push your right to say, well, I don't understand. You know, it's a great idea for a feature, but where are the pictures, and how is this going to work visually on the page, and you know, what's your box out going to be? And you know, you look at Front, and it's a very visual magazine, and you know, the editors working with the art editor to come up with a cover idea, and go on the shoots and make sure the shoots look right. So the old-fashioned way was the editor was just a words person, and you know, if you want to really progress and get to the top of the magazine, then that's the skills you need. So I'd say, you know, if you're like a student doing it, you should study photography and study design and web design and things.